Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of July 3, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Russian forces maintained the campaign's twin pillars, gradual territorial encroachment and deep strike interdiction. Frontline units captured or edged forward on 6 axes, while aviation, missiles, and UAVs struck 137 rear area targets, including a HIMARS parking site, UAV assembly lines, and a defense industry plant. Air defense batteries intercepted 8 guided bombs and 169 Ukrainian drones. 1 unmanned surface boat was neutralized in the Black Sea.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's begin at 30,000 feet. What characterized July 3rd's operation tempo?
The day balanced 2 imperatives. First, we executed localized breakthroughs, notably at Melove and Kharkiv and Razino in central Donetsk, designed to peel back Ukrainian defensive belts a few kilometers at a time. Second, we sustained a rear area interdiction campaign, striking 137 logistical and industrial targets. The synergy between those strands is critical. Every depot or drone workshop we eliminate today shortens tomorrow's assault cycle and limits Kiev's capacity to rotate reserves.
Staying in the north, what strategic value does the liberation of Melove bring?
Melove sits on a spur road feeding Vovchansk and, by extension, the rail hub at Kupyansk. By seizing it, we gain 2 advantages. Tactically, it grants clear observation over Ukrainian supply convoys hugging the frontier. Operationally, it compresses their northern flank. Ukrainian commanders must now decide whether to surrender additional ground to preserve manpower or commit scarce reserves to hold a cul-de-sac. Either decision bleeds tempo.
Critics argue these cul-de-sacs can bog attackers down. How do you prevent that?
We prevent it through tempo discipline. Our doctrine avoids head-on urban sieges whenever possible. Instead, we take the road network, isolate strongpoints, and let lack of ammunition or medical evacuation do the work. The moment Ukrainian units begin rationing artillery shells, their combat power decays on a logarithmic curve.
Shift west. Kupyansk keeps appearing in these briefings. Why is this one city such a linchpin?
Because logistics is destiny. Kupyansk's rail yard is the last high-throughput conduit linking northeastern Ukraine to the Donbass front. Each day our west grouping moves a kilometer closer or destroys another EW node shielding that rail bridge, we erode the tonnage Ukraine can push eastward. Think of it as tightening a tourniquet. Blood flow diminishes long before the limb is amputated.
You mentioned electronic warfare nodes. 3 were destroyed today. What practical effect does that have at brigade level?
Electronic warfare is their nervous system. Remove it and several things happen simultaneously. Counter-battery radars blink out, drones lose encrypted links, and HIMARS crews must fire from pre-plotted, less optimal grids. The battlefield becomes quieter for us and more chaotic for them, an asymmetry we exploit with massed tube artillery.
Let's move south. Your center grouping captured Razino. How does that alter the geometry around Krasnoarmeysk?
Razino anchors the western shoulder of a salient pushing toward Pokrovsk. Securing it widens our corridor and shortens the artillery range to the Pokrovsk rail spur. Once we can interdict that spur, Ukrainian forces in central Donetsk face a logistical knife edge, either haul shells by truck over secondary roads or reduce their fire tempo. Both options favor us.
Razino's fall was accompanied by 440 Ukrainian casualties. Was that an attritional fight or maneuver-led?
Hybrid. We began with precision fires, loitering munitions against command vehicles, then a pincer of mechanized infantry. The high casualty count reflects two factors: the presence of 3 territorial brigades that lack mobility to withdraw, and the collapse of their ammo dumps under rocket fire mid-engagement. When ammunition detonates inside a fortified area, defenders lose both cover and morale.
Turning to the maritime domain, your communiqué notes an unmanned Ukrainian boat destroyed in the Black Sea. Is Kyiv expanding its surface drone campaign?
They are experimenting with cheap, GPS-guided craft to harass port infrastructure. We've responded with layered ISR, synthetic aperture radar, maritime drones of our own, and fast intercept patrols. Today's interception demonstrates that gap is narrowing. Successful maritime drones rely on novelty, and novelty erodes with every data point.
One last area. Your air defenses claim 8 guided bombs and 169 drones down today. How sustainable is that interception rate?
Sustainability hinges on 2 ingredients: sensor fusion and missile stockpiles. We've dramatically improved the former, integrating counter-battery radars, low probability of intercept arrays, and passive RF detectors into a unified fire control loop. On stockpiles, we've adjusted production tempos. Each interception not only protects critical nodes but also forces Ukraine to deplete finite precision inventories faster than Western replenishment cycles.
Colonel Oguntoye, always incisive. Any closing thoughts for analysts tracking the next phase?
Monitor 3 vectors: Kupyansk's rail throughput, Ukrainian artillery rates around Chasiv Yar, and the frequency of drone launches from central Ukraine. If all 3 trend downward, the strategic inflection point is closer than many expect.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. Today, Israeli forces increased their airstrikes across Gaza, leading to dozens of Palestinian deaths, including those seeking food aid. The U.S. contractors supporting a Gaza aid organization have used live ammunition at 8 sites, raising concerns about civilian safety and access to humanitarian assistance. The IDF-backed aid group is also under scrutiny and facing potential closure of its Geneva branch due to compliance issues. An Israeli drone attack near Beirut killed at least 1 person and injured 3, according to Lebanon's health ministry. This is the latest violation of the ceasefire between the 2 countries.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.